Hey, what's up guys, Chuck, welcome back to more Fate State Night Real to new Unlimited Blade Works. Last time we had a scene with Caster, kinda, reflecting on her life, and unfortunately I had to end the session extremely early, but yeah, we're now on our way to the Einsburn mansion, or castle, whatever you want to call it. I don't hear any beasts, and the grasses are dead like corpses. The endless rows of trees makes me think this forest goes on forever. It's been 3 hours since we entered. It's just as our surroundings start to blur together.
見つけた。聞いてはいたけど呆れたわ。本気でこんなところにあんなものを建てるなんて。
Yeah, that giant-ass castle is a bit out of place in a forest, isn't it? I follow Tosika's stare. There's only darkness ahead. Between the trees. There's something unbefitting of these surroundings. Visible through a crack so small that you'd miss it if you weren't careful.
なんだあれ？壁か？
壁よ。まったくどうかしてるわ。あれ、自分たちの国から丸ごと持ってきたものよ。
I mean, hey, they just had to be extravagant, you know? Tosika complains and heads to the strange object we can see in the distance. I still can't tell what it is, so I follow her. Oh, Shiro. We get out of the forest. The endless forest quickly ends. Oh, okay, not very endless then, is it? No, it seems like the forest is scooped out here with a big spoon. Okay. The sky curving above us is gray. A giant dome. It seems more like an underground kingdom than a clearing. This is Illya's dwelling. An old castle built within the forest. A solitary castle without any visitors. Too big for one girl. Not to mention too desolate for anyone to live alone in. Anyway, it does no good to be standing here. According to Tosika, Illya knows we're here. Then we should go in from the front entrance as a sign that we're not here to fight. Yeah?
よし、行くぞ、トサカ。ってトサカ？
Tosika's looking up at the castle with an alarmed expression. Her face is tense, as if she's confronting an enemy.
トサカ、気になるもんでもあったのか？
Yeah, you can say that.
私たち以外に誰かいる。
そりゃいるだろう。イリアってことバーサーカーの住処なんだから。
Obviously, Shiro. Obviously, that's not... Okay.
そうじゃなくて、それ以外の誰かってことよ。シロ、こっちから入るわよ。
ちょっとお前。
Tosika starts running towards a big tree by the wall, and I don't have time to stop her. No, that's not all. She grabs onto a branch and skillfully climbs up. I look up in astonishment. Tosika looks around and... she jumps and kicks at the castle. Okay, Ren. Why you gotta break Illya's property, huh? A shattering sound. The window breaks and the red figure disappears into the castle.
ほら早く。本気でおかしいわよ、この城。
Okay.
もう話し合いをするんじゃなかったのかよ。
And did you not hear what she just said about, being someone other than Illya here? But what's done is done. I climb up the tree and jump into the second floor window like Tosika. We enter the hallway. Even before I'm dazzled by the magnificence of the castle, I sense the abnormality Tosika's talking about. I hear sounds of fighting. Swords crashing against each other. But would such a storm-like battle even be possible? Even the most fierce battle of swords, the battle between Berserker and the Saber, did not create such sounds. Yeah, Then I suddenly realize this isn't the sound of swords crashing. This is one against many. There's literally a war going on somewhere in this castle. One side has to be Ilyasville. This is Ilyasville's castle, yeah? If there's a battle here, it could only be Berserker attacking the intruding enemy. I run. The sound is coming from below us. Considering the location we came in from, the battle is happening right in the center of the castle, in the guest hall. I run through the unfamiliar castle. This isn't the time to be talking. I don't know what's going on, but something terrible is happening. I run down the stairs. The fierce battle is happening nearby.
閉めた。ここ広間の吹き抜けに繋がってる。
Tasuga confirms what's down the hallway. The hallway splits at a T-junction. Both branches leading to a terrace at either side of the hall.
ここで別れましょう。私はこっちから様子を見るから、シローはそっちからお願い。
It's better to split up. As we are now, we have no way to escape once we're found. There's no point in staying together right now. We don't stand a chance either way. If we're separated, there's hope for the other one to escape even if one of us is found. Tasuga walks down the hallway facing east. I nod and go down the other hallway, the one heading west.
シロー、
She suddenly calls to me.
分かってるわね。何が起きようと絶対に手は出さないで。今の私たちに戦う手段はない。
Yeah.
いい？やばいと思ったらすぐに逃げるのよ。どちらかが捕まっても構わず走って。誰かを助けるなんて、まず自分を助けてから考えることなんだから。
Shira's not gonna like that. She suppresses her emotions. It sounds more like a wish than a warning. I go around and come out into the terrace. I see Tasuga emerge on the opposite side. She immediately takes cover and then peeks out. As soon as I follow her example and look down, we both gasp.
シンジ、なんだってあいつこんなところに。
It's a long story, Shiro, but just see, he's an idiot. Shinji stands atop the rubble in the corner of the room, happily watching the scene. No, that's not the surprising thing. What I have to accept right now is the battle Shinji's observing. The black giant lets out a roar. The swinging axe sword blows up dust and grinds the rubble into powder. The mad warrior appears no different from before. No, his dreadful roar is louder now. The girl in white is behind the giant. Berserker's master, Ilyasville. An ever-smiling girl, unsuited for murder. But that girl is now shivering, watching her servant with a face almost in tears. Her pale face is desperately trying to deny the despair in front of her. Someone help me. The girl's trembling lips mouth these words. A storming whirlwind. Berserker's axe sword is repelled each time by the noble phantasm of one servant, the one reigning from the throne of rubble in the center of the hall. Many swords are released. Hey, there's two lances in there. Okay. Each one of the weapons appearing from behind the man would cause certain death. They attack. They're like gushing water. The infinite noble phantasms not only repel Berserker's axe sword, but pierce his body. Pieces are blown from his body. The sword cuts to his body, penetrates his skull, and pierces his heart. But he still does not die. The giant regenerates every time he is killed, slowly but surely moving forward. 8 times already. He's been killed so many times, but Berserker still moves forward. The enemy greets him with a smile. The tragedy continues. Berserker is killed without even being able to go near the enemy.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not because Berserker's getting killed without being able to do anything. That man, that servant is beyond belief. The infinite noble phantasms he sends out are each true noble phantasm. I can tell since I've projected Archer's swords. They are the originals of every noble phantasm. The first ones from before they became legend. Who could he be, having an infinite supply of such weapons? No. First of all, there should only be 7 servants. Then he is the 8th one. Someone that shouldn't exist. I can't breathe. Berserker defies description. His body of steel and his superhuman strength, and his regenerative powers on top of that. He's not someone you can match. But the 8th servant does not retreat from such an opponent, and overwhelms Berserker using the demonic swords and the holy swords he releases. When I look up, I can see that Tuska is pale as well. It's only natural. The place below us is a land of death. We'll die instantly if we enter it. No, more than that. Yeah, that's a lot. He's a demon. He has a brutality different from Berserker. That man wishes for battles only to kill others. Pardon? Only to kill others. But with such an enemy in front of him, the Black Giant is still the strongest. Yeah, about that. He doesn't stop even if he is pierced or slashed all over his body. He receives the rain of noble phantasms, regenerates each time and closes in on his enemy. It is an advanced devoid of tactics. He's not thinking about countering the enemy's attacks. It is a savage fight where he advances on his enemy as long as he still lives. He will not reach the enemy. Berserker's brute courage will prove futile. He will end his life as a mere target. The enemy understands that. That is why he is standing there and provoking the foolishly advancing giant. The Black Giant does not have a way to win. It's something the enemy and even I understand. And probably even Berserker himself knows that. But the giant keeps walking forward. He knows no retreat and does not avoid the attacks. The man greets the figure with a smile.
所詮はバーサーカー。戦うだけのものであったか。同じ半身として期待していたが、よもやそこまでアホとはな。
If he wasn't insane, man, Heracles would beat the absolute tar out of you. Heracles, Hercules, whichever. However you want to say his name. Both are correct. The noble phantasms emerge from space. Letting out a laugh, he readies the noble phantasms behind him.
では、そろそろ引導を渡してやろう。これ以上近づかれては暑苦しい。
At his signal, the numerous noble phantasms descend on the giant. The giant repels most of them, and at the same time, loses most of his life. The Black Giant shakes. The body of rock starts to fall. But giant stands his ground and shakes the noble phantasms from his body. Isn't Illya, like, extremely powerful? Like, maybe she couldn't match Gil, but, like, couldn't she easily repel some of the noble phantasms? You think? Like, I wouldn't. Okay, I don't know. The exclamation of surprise comes from the strange servant. The black giant destroys a swarm of noble phantasms and moves towards his enemy. His body is dying already. The hopeless fatal wound. The black giant still advances. It is the result of a strong will. It is not madness resulting from being a berserker. The giant faces this hopeless fight with an iron will. Maybe you're the one underestimating him, huh? The magical bullets are fired mercilessly. Repelling it with his axe sword, the giant corners the man with his body slashed and with his limbs pierced. He will not reach the man, but he still challenges the man because there is something he cannot give up. Hey, new guy. What's up? Then what is he moving forward for? Servants fight for their master, to protect the master's life. That is why that giant does not retreat. He can only move forward as a shield to protect the frightened master behind him. Yeah. The giant continues his foolish advancement. It is because he knows that he needs to take all the attacks in order to beat that servant without having his master killed. And when he reaches his enemy, that is when he wins. From the beginning, that has been this battle's nature. The man has to kill the giant before he reaches him. The giant has to approach the man before his life ends. It is a battle where the one to accomplish their goal is the one to win. The giant is aware of that. Even if it is a battle with no hope of victory from the start. He roars. Coming out of his 10th death, his body explodes forward. He charges into the man like a bull challenging a matador.
Get off!
Numerous arrows are released. Was it his last charge, or did he just get used to the attacks? The giant repels all the arrows. He approaches the owner of the noble phantasms. He swings his axe sword. The weapon that has not yet been raised against the man rips through the air.
Ten no kusari yo!
The black bull is captured by numerous appearing chains. Cheesy ass motherfucker Gilgamesh. This is like the equivalent of using the fucking shield drain in Halo 3. Okay? Literally making him powerless. What kind of a noble phantasm is it? The chain that appeared out of nowhere confines Berserker as if binding space itself. The chain twists Berserker's arms and bends them in a direction they shouldn't go. The chains tighten mercilessly, trying to tear off the rock-like head. Nope.
かつて天の王子すら束縛した鎖だが、お前を仕留めるには至らぬらしい。
Bull of Heaven? Who dat? He ain't no Hercules. The man's voice. The hall is filled with the creaking sounds of the chain. It must be Berserker's power. The giant tries to break the chain that binds even space itself. Even if it sounds impossible, I'm sure the giant will still be able to manage it. And the man acknowledges that as well. Yeah. Poor Herc. He'll never... man. So I was going to make a reference to the Hercules animated movie, but yeah, never mind. The girl screams. Illya's field commands Berserker to retreat using her command spell. But the giant is still bound by chains, unable to move an inch. Also, hey Tippo. Sorry. Wait, whoa, Illya. Hold up. I know you're technically 18 and all, but Herc's like a dad to you. Like, chill out with him coming inside of you a bit, okay? Like, chill out.
無駄だ人形。この鎖に繋がれた者はたとえ神であろうと逃れることはできん。いいな。神性が高ければ高いほど餌食となる。もとより神を律するためだけに作られたもの、霊樹による空間転移など、この俺が許すものか。
And so, the man points to the giant as if to denote the end. An astonished girl's voice. It's over. It really ends. Bound by chains, he receives 22 noble phantasms on his defenseless body. The black giant falls silent after becoming a grotesque object. I don't even need to check if he's alive or not. Even if he is a great hero that overcame 10 deaths, he should not be able to get up after receiving 20. Yes, even if he is alive, he should not even have the power to breathe. And the battle ends. It was known from the start who was going to win. Berserker cannot beat that servant. Servants cannot beat that man as long as they are heroic spirits. All heroic spirits have things they were weak against when they were alive. Those are their greatest weak points. Then, what if there is a hero who possesses all of the noble phantasms? Even the ones that killed each hero? This is the result. Even if he may have been stronger, he cannot beat that man. I was never mind. Okay, okay, you know what? So obviously in Fate Root, Saber overpowers Gil because she gets her sheath, right? But I'm curious, what weapon does Saber get killed by in her life? Like, obviously she dies, you know, after retreating, but she was still pierced by something to cause her to start dying. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if it gets answered in, like, Apocrypha or, like, some other Fate work, but I don't know. Rango Minya. No. Mordrigas dies Durango. Huh. Okay. I'm assuming this all gets talked about in like Saber's Root and Grand Order / the movies that were made from that arc. I assume is where it gets talked about. Apocrypha. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, I think I got a little bit off track. So even if he made him stronger, he cannot beat that man.
やだ。
The girl in white runs to the giant corpse. Seeing it, the man mercilessly slashes the girl with the sword in his hand. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't... Like, I'm curious about all this stuff, but, like, I still haven't watched everything. You know, and I said I would watch some of Zero after I finished Hollow Ataraxia. You know, that maybe didn't happen. But I need to. Okay. Fuck Gil, man. Even HA, like, child Gil is okay, but knowing what he grows up into, still fuck Gil. Okay. A scream. The man steals the light away from the girl in one blow. The man steals light away from the girl in one blow. And he pierces her heart. But it misses. No, he made it miss. The girl is pierced in her lung and coughs up blood. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do FGO stuff too. I don't know how it's gonna work though, because I want to watch the anime stuff of FGO, but I know the anime stuff doesn't cover everything, that they skip some stuff. But like, I know the main, the Nasu stuff is the adapted stuff. But yeah, that's probably what I'll do, is I'll probably, like, while I'm going through Tsukihime, if I feel like playing other games, I might, yeah. I'll have to download a legitimate, you know, version of FGO on my computer. And, yeah, play that. I did play the prologue of FGO before, so I'll have to, like, see if I can reset. FGO Part 1 is divided into 7 parts. First 5 are not great. Yeah, like I said, I just I played the prologue and, like, just stopped playing because I was like, you know. Anime skips them, but gives, like, no context. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I still want to give it a go. I don't know. I'll probably, yeah, nah. The chains are broken. Shattering his binds, the black giant charges at the man. The man pierces the slow-moving target. A lance to pierce the heart. He impales the lance with the giant with a lance very similar to Gaibolg. And that's it. The black giant dies for sure this time. The sword is pulled out from the girl, leaving traces of red. The girl crawls to the unmoving giant. Watching it in delight, the man walks forward. He throws down his sword. He will use his bare hands to finish off the dying girl. I'll die. I'll probably die. I'll surely die this time. There's no logic behind that servant. He will kill anyone that hinders him. I'll surely be killed if I don't get away from here before he finds me. And I... Oh, yeah. You already know we're gonna get Shiro killed trying to save Illya. You already know, okay? Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. My frozen wait, no, this is the... Yeah. My frozen body bursts. My feet lift me up and my arms grab the railing at the same time. I see Tosca as I do so. She's biting her lips in anger while watching the tragedy below us. I know. Tosca wants to stop him as well. But we'll be the ones to be killed if we do so. She can't stop him. That goes the same for me as well. Oh, does it not matter? Damn. I know it's stupid of me trying to die. I know it's stupid of me to die trying to save a dying girl. I don't care about that. I just can't leave her be. Go save your little sister, or I guess technically big sister, but you know their dynamic is big. Whatever. That's all that fills my mind. I jump down over the railing. Tosaka and Shinji both looking surprised at the intruder, but the man doesn't even look at me. The man reaches for the girl's body. Actually, wait, no, I don't think it matters, because I feel like I remember this. I yell. I stop him with all my might.
Oh?
The man stops his arm. And he slowly turns to me like death that found its new prey. Maybe not. Nani? Wait, what? Interlude? Going back over a month. He was summoned into this world before anyone. He was not summoned in this country. A faraway foreign land. The land is always covered in white. The sky is always gray, and the castle is built within a hidden mountain. Okay, this is the Berserker. Okay, I don't think it matters, right? Because, like, I feel like I kind of remember. I don't know. I don't know. It's because I was gray and the castle's built within a hidden mountain. By the way, that... What? As in I should have gone with the holding himself back, or is in the original it was a bad end? Like, I'll go back right the fuck now. Bro, I can't tell if you're if you're messing with me by putting the Kappa face. Dude. Oh god. Oh, sure, okay. God damn it. Yeah, okay, hang on. Mulligan. For some reason, I don't know. Oh yeah, for YouTube, for people, you know, who don't watch this live, yeah, sorry. You're gonna have to deal with this, a little bit. Just, You know, 'cause I already know the basic story of Unlimited Blade Works, so I'm trying to get the bad ends, but just tucked away. Yeah. Restrain myself, I guess. I restrain my body that wants to go out. I see Tosca biting her lips. Pasham? Yes? Fuck Shinji. True. There we go. I know. Tosca wants to stop him as well. But we'll be the ones to be killed if we do so. Can't stop him. The man's arm reaches out for the girl. I can't breathe. My feet are on fire from wanting to jump out. My arms want to go over the terrace. My body is shaking as if it broke down and it tries to go against my brain. It's as if my mind is broken. That's a rather interesting tag on certain websites. And, maybe Shira should be featured there. I kill my voice and kill my mind. I kill the girl below me as if to kill myself. Yep. And it ends. The man pulls something out of the girl with a smile. A red, dripping object that looks like a fruit. The thing in the man's hand is the girl's. My mind burns down. My brain that has gone white shakes with violent anger.
ほう、先ほどから悪臭がしていたが、そうか。盗み見をする不届き者がいたか。
Yeah. With the crimson object in his right hand.
無礼者。雑種の分際で、俺の姿を直視するな。
He shoots off one of his numerous noble phantasms at me. The terrace falls. Yeah. Rip Illya, man. The man's noble phantasm destroys the wall of the castle. I don't move at all. I don't care about the rubble falling down. I don't have time to run, and I have no intention of running. I don't care even if a big piece of debris scratches against my back. I can't think of looking away from that guy now.
ほう。何かと思えば、セイバーのマスターとはな。
But this is... Wait, hang on. Okay. I don't know. I don't know anymore. His red eyes reacted to my enmity. My blood is boiling. I'll die in the next instant. There's no way I'm not afraid of that. But my body refuses to run away. And I can keep screaming to defeat that enemy. The girl's corpse keeps ordering me not to forgive that man. It's only natural for me to lose all reason. My mind churns with conflicting impulses towards life and death.
戦う意志はあるようだが、話にならん。肝心のセイバーがいないのでは、貴様などに価値はない。
For now. A sword appears in his left hand. The sword is mercilessly raised and should come down to kill Emi Ashira. I keep glaring at the enemy. I can't even think about showing my back to him.
ちょっと待てよ。そいつさ、僕の知り合いなんだよね。
Yeah? Wait, is he gonna give Shinji a weapon and he's gonna kill us? Please, I'll die to anybody but Shinji. Please, literally, just shoot me now. Do it. Don't let him do it. The man's sword stops. Shinji, who was watching from the other side of the wall, walks to the center of the hall.
よう、久しぶりだな、エミヤ。こんなところで会うとは思わなかったんでね。少しばかり驚いたよ。
Fuck you. The man doesn't move. There's about 10 meters between us. Would I be able to get near him? Even Berserker couldn't close this distance.
なんだ、ブルって声も出ないのか？まあ、気持ちはわからないでもないよ。僕もライダーの時はそうだった。ああ、そうだったそうだった。いや、あの時は見逃してもらって助かったよ、エミヤ。
There's nothing I can use as a weapon. But I don't care. My head is clear right now. I don't feel any uneasiness about projecting his swords right now.
おい、僕がこっちを見ろって言ってるんだ。
I slightly shift my gaze in his direction. I look at Shinji while keeping the man in my view.
そうだよ。分かってるじゃんか。今ここで一番誰が偉いのかってことがさ。
Not you, Shinji. Not you, man. I gasp. It's not because of what he said. It's unexpected that he's saying so from the bottom of his heart.
そういうことだ。なら分かってるよな、エミヤ。お前、このままじゃ確実に死ぬよ。
How out of place. Why say something that's so obvious?
紹介が遅れたが、そいつは僕の新しいサーバントでね。ライダーなんかよりすごいだろ。
Yeah, Gil's not gonna like that. Shinji puts his hand on the man's shoulder. And with a delighted face.
命乞いしろよ、エミヤ。少しは考えてやってもいいぜ。
He says something unimaginable.
断る。
I don't hesitate. I answer right away without showing any signs of even considering it.
そうかよ。それじゃあ死んじゃえよ、お前。
Shinji jumps back. The man, still with a cold expression, finally brings his sword down.
そこまでよ。そこのサーバント。指一本でも動かせば、マスターの命は保証しないわ。
This is exactly what happened. Wait, what? Did what? But this is what what? This is exactly what happens in. And the man stops his sword once again. Everyone looks up. Everyone down in the hall turns his attention to the girl on the terrace. Tatsuka's hand is aimed at Shinji. Even though Shinji is not a magus, he should know what that means. Tatsuka's serious. If the man brings down his sword, she'll kill Shinji as retaliation.
登坂、お前までなんでここに。
She doesn't answer, but just keeps her aim on Shinji.
なんだよお前、本気で僕を撃とうってのか、この人殺し。
殺したのはそっちが先でしょう。
True.
もっともどうであれこっちの気は変わらないわ。シンジ、殺す権利と殺される権利は同じよ。そんなこと人間なら魔術師じゃなくても本能で理解なさい。
Okay, Shinji retreats weakly, being stared down by Tosaka. And the man just watches it in delight. He looks at Tosaka. Then I think there was a strange shaking for an instant.
なるほど。俺の打倒はできぬと悟り、マスターを狙ったか。交渉を持ちかけたのは、マスターを殺したところで、俺が止まらぬと判断したからだな、娘。
そうよ。シンジが死んだくらいじゃ、あんたは止まりそうにない。けど、この状況なら考えてもいいでしょ。今ならシンジを救えるもの。あんただってサーバントなら、マスターを失うのは痛手のはずよ。
Yeah, about that though.
なるほどなるほど。なかなかの起点だ。そこの雑誌を助けたいのならば、その交渉しかありえまい。
His sword disappears. He turns his back to me as if he's lost interest.
お前何のつもりだ。誰が止めろって言ったんだよ。
いや、状況が変わったぞシンジ。彼女ならば器としては文句なしだ。
Shinji stops breathing. His face filled with irritation suddenly turns into a dirty smile.
そうか。いや、嬉しいよ登坂。君がまだ生きていてくれて。
そう。一応私もほっとしたわ。あんたみたいなのでも付き合いは長いからね。どこかで死なれてたら気落ちするわ。
Laughing, Shinji claps his hands. It's so strange. Shinji shows no fear even though Tosaka can end his life. It seems an overwhelming joy is numbing his emotions.
まあいい。それよりどうだ登坂。エミヤなんてほっといてさ、僕たちと手を組まないか。
僕たち？
そうだよ。君もキャスターが力を蓄えているのは知ってるだろ。竜道寺は今回の祭壇なんだ。そこに陣取られて魔力を蓄えられてるとね。
Shinji, your info
少し
is
ばかり不利になる。
your info is a bit behind. Shinji says this with both his hands raised. That's an obvious fact. If I have to add, it seems Shinji doesn't know Castro tames Saber and Archer.
な、わかるだろ。一人でやっても勝ち目は薄いんだ。バーサーカーのマスターは倒したけど、これだけじゃ足りない。登坂、君がいればキャスターたちにも負けないものが作 作れるよ。
Shinji invites her with confidence. To that.
お断りよシンジ。あんたが誰と繋がっているかは知らない。けどね、私から見てもいいように使われているだけのやつについていく道理はないわ。
Tosuka refuses him without twitching a brow. Also, hang on a minute. Hang on a gosh darn second here. That's better. Some of my forehead was, oh, it still does if I'm leaning close enough, but before there was a good bit of my forehead getting chroma keyed. There we go. It's a little bit better. Sort of, not really. Still doing it, but whatever.
なんだって？
You heard her?
わからない？腐れ縁から忠告するけど、もうちょっと周りを観察する知力を養いなさい。的を真治をマスターだと思っているのはあんた一人だけよ。あんたには魔術師としての才能がないっていい加減気がついたら？
I mean, she ain't wrong. Shinji's face stiffens up. The harsh words must have caused him to forget that his life is in Tosuka's hands.
やれギルガメッシュ。エミヤも遠坂も皆殺しだ。
Yeah, good shit, man. Just out your servant's identity. Even though he's not your servant, but, you know. Shinji orders his servant.
なんだよ。やれって言ってるだろ。お前なら僕がやられる前にやるなんて簡単じゃないか。
He does not give a shit what you think, okay?
いや、残念だが時間切れだ。これ以上放置すれば腐ってしまう。
The man shows Shinji, who is walking up to him in anger, what is in his right hand. A red mass. It is the still throbbing thing he ripped out of that girl. Shinji grits his teeth in vexation.
くそー。後悔するなよ遠坂。もう仲間にしてやらないからな。
Well, good. Shinji runs towards the gate. The other one stays. And after watching his master's disgraceful behavior.
だそうだ。良い友人を持ったな。
Yeah. With those delighted words, he leaves the room filled with rubble. Okay, but the other one gives me the interlude that shows Berserker. Dude, what? Okay, hang on. Save. Here. Load. Here. It's always winter in that land. Coldness and stagnation. Barrenness and longing. As they cut all ties with the present world and await the reproduction of the miracle, they're like living corpses. I don't know. The cold winter air steals their human warmth. And the stagnant world doesn't allow them a new lifestyle. Yeah, because in the anime, right, you get the Illya flashback without Shiro dropping down, Gil then ripping out the heart, and then blasting the thing. It's like, if you're gonna do that, why not just do this version of the... And the stagnant world does not allow them a new lifestyle. The family is the seeker of the Holy Grail. Spring does not come for the Einsborn family until their wish is fulfilled. I guess maybe... Maybe because Nasu helped with like some of the writing of the anime, right? So maybe he was like, well, I like this version as the canon version, where Shiro does hold himself back, but he wanted to get the flashback in there. I don't know. It has been 10 centuries since they started the search for the Holy Grail. As they used every possible method to attain their goal, they were eventually able to forge the Holy Grail. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is this version in the anime. I don't know. But I could swear Gil shoots him down. But I don't know. As they used every possible method to attain their goal, they were eventually able to forge the Holy Grail. But even then, all they can build is the vessel. The divine mystery that should dwell in there is empty, and they keep building vessels that will never be filled. But a foreseeable end comes to them. They perform a ritual to fill the vessel with the help from outsiders. The result is both a success and a failure. The Holy Grail is made. The Holy Grail should be filled with that method. But they make many enemies at the same time. Even though they should be the owners of the Holy Grail, they have been degraded down to common magi that donate help. Their tenacity is abnormal. No, they've been obsessed since that time 1,000 years ago, when they almost obtained the Holy Grail. They broke the rules and constantly pulled out the strongest card. In the first one, they didn't have time to do such a thing. In the second one, they finally found a loophole in the rules. In the third one, they summoned what they shouldn't have. And in the fourth one, I want stuff that covers Wars 1 through 3. Am I alone? Like, I would enjoy seeing that. They were sure of their victory, having the strongest card in its master. The result was a total failure. The servant and the master they selected betrayed them. The man destroyed the Holy Grail, leaving behind his daughter in the Winter Castle. They were infuriated with the man's betrayal, and they lamented their mistake. Outsiders cannot be trusted. Their family, with their perfected magic circuits, will be the only ones to obtain the Holy Grail. They had insurance to begin with, and on the fifth one, they finally prepared the strongest master and servant. It was him. 2 months before the Holy Grail War began, every rule was broken for him, Berserker to be summoned. Oh, the days that followed were to only hurt the master. The command spell engraved all over the girl was used to control Berserker. It did no good as a magic circuit, and only drained her life away. Even the slightest move on Berserker's part caused the girl to scream in pain. Wait... Does that mean even... Is she just used to it, but she's still in pain the entire time? It was only natural. The Holy Grail would appear in 2 months. Oh, okay, no. It was only because the Grail War hadn't actually started yet. The only things keeping him in this world were the girl's magical energy and her command spell. I assume? Berserker was not created from the magical energy of the Holy Grail. Even if the girl may have been special, to keep Berserker in this world using her own magical energy was like having her life taken away. Or maybe not. Knowing that, they still did not allow for her to rest. They abandoned them in the winter forest, filled with hungry beasts. They gave them over to possessed corpses. They threw them in a waste yard full of failures. The only way for the girl to survive was to rely on the giant she had been given. She survived the harsh trials that could not be called training. She would let the giant attack the oncoming enemies. She would let out screams of anguish, but she allowed him to attack every one of her enemies. He does not know himself when the process became a special one for him. In contrast to her young appearance, she hated whining. Everything that came out of her mouth was an insult. She must have instinctively known that if she was going to murmur something, she would get stronger when she would insult and hate someone. The girl scorned Berserker for being ugly and cursed his existence. It was only natural. The girl would not have had to suffer if he had not existed. She would not have been thrown in hell if she had not been chosen as a master. The girl insulted the giant every chance she got, and used him to take out her anger. The pain had lessened by the time she mastered Berserker's control, which was when the Holy Grail showed signs of its appearance. The girl took away the giant's sanity as if in revenge, treating him as a mad warrior. But he already knew that this was the girl's desperate opposition. The girl did so to hide her weakness. She walked with pride as if saying that she could live alone, and that she did not need any friends or collaborators. It was a bluff to ignore the fact that she was fated to have nothing.
Berserker は強いね。
The winter forest. The girl timidly touched the arm covered in blood. Hold up. Surrounded by hungry beasts, the girl was prepared for her death, but desperately denied it. At that time, he was not able to move without an order from his master, and he was the first to be attacked by the beasts. The beast's fangs pierced his arteries, tendons, and eyeballs. With the scene in front of her, the girl screamed. As he had his sanity taken away, he cannot recall what she said back then. But the girl yelled not for her sake, but for his. Even though her body was destroyed whenever he swung his arm, she endured it for his sake. That's why they were both covered in blood. The giant was covered in the beast's blood, and the girl was covered in her own blood. He remembers the winter forest, the weight of the girl that rested on him, crying tears of anguish. And he realized, in that small, cold castle, He was the only one she talked to. Her figure appears in his vision. It's just like that time. The tears he did not see on her since she became a complete master. The girl is running to him in tears. And the man slashes her. With a single slash, the golden foe takes away her light forever. Her face is covered in red. She still runs in spite of that, but falls over a piece of rubble as she's blinded. The slender body falls over. There, the enemy's sword is brought down. The sword misses her heart. The girl is coughing up blood as her lung must have been pierced. It is not instant death, but it is fatal. With her eyes blinded, her lung pierced, and her servant eliminated, she has nothing now. So she should at least die peacefully. It might be a salvation if she would just go to sleep right there. But... The girl crawls, leaving traces of blood. Crying in pain, she crawls towards the black giant. How much power was left in him? Breaking the chains with all his might, he charges at the man. The demonic lance is thrust. The heart-piercing lance impales the giant. That ends it. The man pulls out the lance as if nothing has happened, and the remaining power in the giant completely disappears. His body disappears. All the power that was giving his body form had disappeared. So all that is left is for him to disappear. As he ran out of magical energy, there's no way for him to stay in this world. He falls. But in his last living moment, he sees the girl fumbling around for him. Power returns to his falling body. The law of magic that constructed him. The regulation of the world that hates inconsistencies. The body that's crumbling away like sand. He pushes aside all powers trying to eliminate him, using his own power of will. He cannot disappear yet. He's probably the only one she relied on. He has to answer the solitary girl that believed in him although she insulted him. Blinded, the girl crawls with her hands stretched out. She must want to feel him as she cannot see now. The blood-stained hands grope through empty space, trying to verify his presence. There's no power left in him. There's nothing he can do. Berserker will fall here and die here. His body has died and there's no power left to support him. But that cannot be allowed. His mind is dead, supporting his body with his will that should no longer exist. He parts from this world. His body is still standing, just as it was when he was invincible. As if to say his body has to be invincible until the very last second for the girl that depended on him. And the girl reaches him. The hand that was grasping through empty space finally touches something. Coughing up blood, the girl crawls to the hard figure. She cannot see, but she can still feel him. Berserker hasn't lost yet. She cannot see anymore, but Berserker is still strong like always.
よかった。ずっとそこにいてね。バーサーカー。
Strength fades from her body. She's hurt and scared, but it's alright as long as he's here. He always protected her. He was scary, but he was really kind. His big body was like that of a dad, and she wanted for him to pick her up once.
暗くても怖くないよ。バーサーカーは強いんだもん。こうしていてくれれば、私は安心できるから。
She rests her body on him. Feels as though he'll rest one of his big solid hands on her head. It's probably true. He should be patting her head when she opens her eyes.
ちょっと寒いね。
Her body is cold. Recalling the force from that time, the girl smiles. It happened so long ago. Recalling the giant that protected her, even when injured, the girl peacefully falls asleep. The man reaches out for the girl that went to sleep. Maybe... You know, I think I'm wrong. Maybe this was... what was in the anime, this version. Because I could have sworn... Gilgamesh shot him out, but... Maybe I'm wrong? I yell. I don't consider the personal danger, nor what could happen to me.
Oh?
The man stops. Behind him stands Shinji, surprised at the sudden intruder. The man smiles ominously. My shaking throat speaks up before I can think. But there's no way that man will stop. I couldn't even tell him to stop. The man pulls something out of the girl with a smile. A red, dripping object that looks like a fruit. The thing in the man's hand is the girl's. My mind burns down. Fear of being killed mixes with my desire to kill him.
観客がいたか。俺の勇姿を見たいという気持ちはわかるが。
With the crimson object in his right hand.
身の程をわきまえろ。王に命じるとは何事か。雑種
He shoots off one of his numerous noble phantasms at me. Okay, then all this is the same. I think what... You know, I think maybe this entire version is in the anime. Because I think what happens... is he does shoot where Shiro was? and like the rubble comes falling down. Okay. And then yeah. And we walk to her. The center of the hall. With the sunlight coming in from the ceiling. The girl is sleeping amongst the rubble. Her eyes will never open again. Looking closely, the girl is not white at all. She has red all over her, and she looks like nothing like she did before.
シロのせいじゃないわ。分かってるでしょ。私たちじゃこの子を助けることなんてできなかった。
Yeah, we know. I know. I've been taught that there are people I can save and people I can't save. I know it'll put my own life in danger if I try to do something beyond my capabilities. But still, I still wanted to save her. I don't want a child to die in front of me. I don't want anyone dying in front of me. It's more painful and scary than anything else not to be able to save someone asking for help. There's no way I can apologize, and I don't know her well enough to apologize to her. This girl is unrelated to Emiyashiro. I know that without having to be told, so why? Why are these eyes crying? The feedback from Archer. Because Fate Root Archer, he got to know Illya. Or semi-Fate Root Archer, I should say, because, you know, his version of Fate Root where, you know what I mean, okay?
どうして？
父さんか。
どうしてよ。あいつの前に出れば殺されるって分かっていたでしょ。なのにどうしてイリアスフィールを助けようとしたの？
Because?
結果はどうあれ、イリアスフィールは敵だった。なのにどうしてこの子の死にそこまでしてやれるのよ。
Is it an inquiry? Tosaka's eyes are serious.
どうしても何もない。助けたいと思ったから止めただけだ。
There's no other way to explain it. After glaring at me.
そう。前から異常だと思ってたけど、今ので確信したわ。
Yeah?
シロ、あなたの生き方はひどくいびつよ。
Yeah, it is. You right? You right? She tries to open a lid that I've kept closed for so long.
いびつだって。
そうよ。自分より他人のが大切なんて生き方は間違ってる。いい？他人を助けるのは自分が愛されたいからだなんて一般論を口にしてるんじゃないわ。そんな偽善とは別のところで人間は自分を一番にしなくちゃいけないの。そりゃ他人が一番のやつだっている。けどそもそも自分っていうのは計りにかけられない別格なのよ。言うなれば計りそのものでしょ。なのにあんたはその計りを壊してどうでもいい他人を助けようとする。
Because he's broken.
ええ、それでも構わない。あんたが自分のないただ生きてるだけの人間ならそれもいい。けどシロは自分があるじゃない。そんな確固たる自意識があるくせに自分をないがしろにするなんてできないのよ。そんなことを続けてたらいつか必ず壊れるから。
No way. I can't break down. I'm doing this so that I won't break down. I'm trying to save people that I couldn't save so I can hold my head high.
いいえ、もう十分に壊れてるわ、あなたは。だから言ってよ、10年前に何があったかは知らない。けど、あんたがおかしくなってるのは、それが原因なんでしょうから。
Tosca looks like she's crying. Why does she have to make a face like that? It's as if she knows I'll live a thankless life, so she's trying to stop me. She knows. So at this point, she has to like 100... I know I've said this a few times, but there was something that kind of reversed my thoughts on that. But now, for this, 100%, she has to know, right? That Shiro is Archer? Cause like looks like when she talked to Archer in the graveyard before they went into the church, it kind of seemed like she, I guess, didn't know. But now, after hearing this from Shiro, and like 100% relating it to Archer, like there's no way she doesn't realize.
学校の時もそうだった。あなたはあれだけの死体を見てとんでもなく冷静だった。私でさえ死体と勘違いしたっていうのに、一別しただけでみんなが生きてるって読み取っていた。それがずっと変だって引っかかってた。魔術師としてろくな教育を受けていないくせに、殺し屋になってもすぐに自分を落ち着かせていた。死体を前にして憤ることはあっても、死体そのものに嫌悪を抱いてはいなかった。それはきっとあなたにとって人の死は見慣れたものだったからよ。それだけのものを10年前に見たっていうことでしょ。
Rin, think about it. Think about it. 10 years ago. And when was the last Holy Grail War, huh? And what happened following the war? As far as you're aware. You know? I got used to seeing them? Well, it's true that that wasn't my first time seeing a corpse. The students at school, Ryder who died in a contorted position, and even this girl sleeping in front of me now. I think they've died a natural death compared to that time. But she's wrong. The fire 10 years ago saved Emiya Shiro. That cannot be the main reason why Tosca is criticizing me now.
違う、遠坂。そんなことはない。俺はただ助けられただけだ。
助けられた？あなた10年前の火事の時に助けられたのね。それがエミヤ桐次だったの。
ああ、そうだ。ただそれだけだ。あれは原因なんかじゃない。
My heart aches when I answer. My body is telling me that it's a lie.
じゃあ他には何かなかった？ずっと後悔しているようなこととか、助けられる代償にエミや桐次に取られたものとかなかったの？
I don't know what Kiritsugu could possibly take from him, aside from, you know...
そんなのあるもんか。桐次は俺を助けてくれただけだ。それに取られるも何もその時は。
I had nothing to give. I saw many corpses. I died at that time and was reborn. I don't have any regrets. My eyes lost hatred there. My hands lost anger there. My legs lost hope there. Myself lost itself there. So why? Why do I have this self-consciousness that Tosca speaks of?
それは
have accepted death. I knew I was going to die. Even if my body was saved in that situation, there's no way my mind could have been saved as well. At that time, I was empty, and I just admired something sacred. I remember now. No, I didn't even put it into my memory. So I didn't realize until now that it's what really saved me.
シロ、やっぱり何か契約でもさせられたの？
Not quite.
違う。取られたものなんて何もない。俺はただもらっただけだ。
A world like hell. In the place where everyone but me died, I was saved. Nobody saved me, and I wasn't able to save anybody. And at the very end, he granted something that I thought was a miracle.
覚えてる。俺を覗き込む目とか、助かってくれと懇願する声を。その淵で思ったんだ。自分が助かったことじゃなくて、助けてくれる奴がいることは、なんて。
It's so wonderful, and it's such a miraculous thing. That's why I admired it. I had nothing, and there was nothing remaining in me. I admired the first thing that came into my sight.
だから、俺は。
That's the only thing I had. That's the only emotion I felt after I was saved. I was happy. I cried. That's all I could think about. So, that's all the emotion I could create.
ああ、きっと、遠坂は正しい。
It's distorted for me to put priority on others before me. There's something seriously wrong with the procedure.
けど、救われたのは俺だけだった。その時に思ったんだ。この次があるのなら、助けられなかった人の代わりに、全ての人を助けなくちゃいけないんだって。
それがおかしいって言ってるのよ。
He knows. He knows.
いい？助かったんならまず自分を大事にしろっていうの。死んじゃった人たちには悪いけど、あんただけが助かったっていうのはただの偶然よ。ならその幸運をかみしめなさい。それだけひどい目にあったんだから、あとは楽しくやんなきゃ嘘でしょ。
Tosca is seriously angry. Yeah, that makes me happy. I finally realize now, because Tosca is that kind of a person. A question I've been wondering about all by myself. I wanted to be a superhero, and I always tried to help others. I knew there was something wrong with the method, but I didn't understand what. But it's so clear now. It's because of this person that is seriously angry for my sake.
何よ、これだけ言ってもまだわからないわけ？頭くるわね。そんなにわからずやだって言うなら、あんたとのコンビも。
いや、わかってる。言っただろ。遠坂は正しいって。
なら。
けど、やっぱり忠告は聞けない。確かに、俺は何か間違えている。だって、誰かのためになりたいっていう思いが間違いなはずがないんだからな。
So, I answer her with as much gratitude as I can possibly put in.
まったく、そんな顔されたら何も言えないじゃない。
What? Maybe it got awkward as Tosca turns and walks away. And then
まあ仕方ないか。こうなったらもう
Yeah, you
私が
will.
何とかしてあげる
Yeah,
わ
you
よ。
will. Give him something better than saving people to keep him safe. Well, at least attempt to anyway. And by better I mean ass. She gives him some ass. That's what I mean. Okay. Don't make me. I can't believe you made me say it. She sighs as she says this.